Right now, I've run 1,766 miles, and one more mile puts me exactly one-third of the way because my route covers 5,300 miles.
And you feel encouraged by that? You feel closer to home?
Yeah, well, I look back and now one-third of it's behind me, and all I have to do is do it 2 more times.
That's right. We're going to be running along Dorchester Street now, right up to the Four Seasons Hotel. Would you like people to come and join us on the run?
Sure, I don't mind people getting out and cheering me on and, keeping me going and just having all kinds of support.
There is some requirements, though. You don't want people to get too close to you because you've been tripped a few times, I understand.
Yeah, well, I don't run a normal technique. I have to take an extra hop of my left leg, or my real leg, in order to have time for my artificial leg to come through.
Okay, thank you very much. And Aaron, I'll send it back to you so that you can remind our listeners what the telephone numbers are for pledging for the Cancer Society.
One of the first times I was with Terry was in Eastern Ontario, just after he'd crossed the border from Quebec. And I had to go along with their schedule. So up at 4:30, it's absolutely black outside. The moon is still full and high. We all bundle into the van, drive along a totally deserted road. No one speaks. Absolute silence. Moon is full. Terry is lying on the bed in the back, wrapped in a sleeping bag, almost protected, almost dreading those moments when he has to step out of the van onto the highway. But once he's out there, he's always said that was his favorite time of day. And I suppose I'll never forget standing on that highway, the moon casting the only light, and Terry running. There's no cars, there's no people. It's a shadow of trees, farms. It's a time he loved.
We were having trouble with the artificial leg. A couple of springs popped out, and I remember sitting in the restaurant for breakfast one morning, and that was kind of the thing that Terry did. It was so natural to, he wasn't disabled, didn't feel uncomfortable about having an artificial leg. I remember sitting in the restaurant and took the leg off, and I'm sitting there at the end of the table and everybody having breakfast, and I got the leg sitting up and with a butter knife trying to put a spring back in.
Thank you very much. Wow, that was great. She makes it easier to run when those people are clapping for you running down the road. Wow.
Well, I think that a lot of people don't exactly know why he's doing it. Like, I know some people have come up to me and said that they think he's running across Canada for himself, but a lot of them don't know that he's doing it for other people.
They've never seen anybody like him before. They've never, they've never seen a guy run. They probably, most people I doubt have ever even seen an artificial limb before. And some guy just running a few miles on an artificial limb, but Terry's doing it right across Canada.
It's a very, very private person. He didn't mind the publicity. He felt the pressure of always having to be there at certain times, but he knew to get his story across about cancer research, about why he was doing the run.
boys and girls, for welcoming with me this courageous, determined young man who has come to Scarborough today.
To me, being famous myself is not the idea of the run, and it wasn't the idea from the very beginning. To me, the only important part about the publicity is cancer can be beaten, and the Marathon of Hope. And I'm just one member of the Marathon of Hope. I'm no different from anybody else. I'm no better, I'm no lower, I'm equal with all of you. And if I ever change the attitude myself, then there's no use in continuing. So when you're cheering and clapping me, you're not just clearing and clapping me, because there's so many other people involved in the run that nobody hears about. There's my brother and Doug, and Bill Biggers is a man from the Camp Society. See, I'm trying my very best. I run as hard as I can all day. I do my best in PR. And sometimes we have to change the schedule. And whenever we have to do that, he has to tell people ahead of time. And he gets all the shit for it, and I don't feel good. Anybody who complains about any change in schedule, come up to me and tell me I'm not trying hard enough. Don't give it to him.
And one day I was talking about it with another reporter. No sooner had we talked about how sometimes uncomfortable he made us feel. When Terry went over to the Scarborough Civic Center and made the most extraordinary, emotional, passionate speech outlining who he was and why he was running. It was big, tall policemen, aldermen, mayors, housewives, Girl Scouts. Everyone was so moved. They were almost paralyzed. It was almost too much to hear what he was saying. It was almost too painful, too truthful.
I'm speechless right now. My goodness, I'm just so moved by the whole thing.
I think we should all be very proud of him.
He's an inspiration to us all, and I'm just overwhelmed.
What can you say? It's enough to make you cry.
I think it's great what he's doing. I mean, helping other people and not sitting around feeling sorry for himself. I'm glad he's my brother.
I really feel that he's going to make it. He's really, he's got to make it. That's how I'm as bad as he is now, but really and truly, I just feel he has to make it. If he doesn't, he won't be happy at all.